So you have learned these two mesh stitches so far, but you're looking for a mesh stitch that is a little bit more sturdy looking and maybe a little thicker. Well, I've got just the stitch for you. Hello everyone and welcome to Amparo Wonderland. As I said, we are going to be learning a new mesh stitch today. It is called the double crochet cluster mesh stitch. Yes, so as you can see, it is a little more sturdy looking and a little bit more thicker looking. And the best part is that it is still beginner friendly, just like these two mesh stitches. So without further ado, let's go to our materials. Here we got our materials. As you can see, all we need are a sharp pair of scissors, crochet hook, our best friends, and of course some yarn. If you want more details, you can check it out in the description box down below. So, no more talking, and let's get yarning! Before we begin, I want you to know that I will be using the US terms during this video. So, let's begin. First things first, you gotta figure out if you want to work in rows or in rounds. For this video, we will be working in rows. So that means we gotta use our slip knot. So I'm gonna go ahead and create my slip knot. And if you do not know how to create a slip knot, I do have a short available for you up there. And it'll take you step by step on how to create the slip knot. So, now that we've got that settled, what we gotta do is that we gotta create our foundation chain. Our foundation chain has to be a multiple of 3 plus 2. So let's go ahead and create our chains. To make a chain, what you gotta do is that you are going to, we've got our hook and our slip knot already. We're going to yarn over, and that yarn over is gonna pull right through that loop that is already on the back of your hook. And you've got your first stitch right there. If you're a beginner, it is a good idea to mark that stitch up just to make sure that you know that that is your first chain when you come back and work into it. Now, what we're going to do is create more chains. So let me show you again. We're going to yarn over and pull that yarn over through that back loop there. And that's 2. Let me create a few more. 3 and 4 and 5 really quick, just so you can see what a chain looks like. As you can see, each chain forms kind of like a V shape. So when you want to count your chains, you count each V. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I've got 5 chains so far here. So I'm going to go ahead and create my number of chains. I'm going to create 20 chains in total. You are allowed to create any number of chains that you want. You can make it longer, shorter, whatever you prefer. So go ahead and create your number of chains. Just make sure it is a multiple of 3 plus 2. So what that means, if you are curious, it means that, for example, I'm creating 20. So my multiple of 3 is 18. And I said multiple of 3 plus 2. So 18 plus 2 equals 20. So that's why I'm creating 20 chains. So go ahead and create your chains and then come back to me and I'll show you how to create row 1. Alright, so here we are. I've got my 20 chains total. So this is my foundation chain. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to move on to row 1. So for row 1, what we're going to do is that we are going to skip the first chain that is on your hook. We're going to work into the second chain from the hook. And what we're going to create there is what is called a single crochet. So on the second chain from the hook, we're going to insert our hook right here. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. We've got 2 loops on our hook here. So we're going to yarn over, and that yarn over is going to pull right through these 2 loops that are on your hook. Just like that. Very easy. And we're going to do that all the way down our foundation chain. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next chain here. And we're going to create a single crochet. So you place your hook into the chain, you yarn over and pull up that loop. Yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops that are on your hook. And you've got 2 single crochet. Now that we have 2 single crochet, you want to mark up your first single crochet that you made. So go ahead and mark that up so that way when you come back on row 2, you know that that is your final stitch for the row. So let's go ahead and continue. We're going to the next chain here, and we're going to create another single crochet like that. All right, so just go all the way across and create a single crochet into each stitch. So because I started with 20 chains in my foundation chain, I will have a total of 19 single crochet for this row. So that means that if you started with a larger number, just subtract 1 stitch from that number, and that will be the number of single crochet that you will have for row 1. So go ahead and continue all the way down, and then come back to me and I'll show you what we're going to do for row 2. Alright, as you can see, I am on my last chain here, so I'm going to create my final single crochet into that last chain. And that means that I should have a total of 19 single crochet in total for this row. If you want to count your single crochet, you want to look at the top of your stitches here, and each stitch, as you can see, creates again like a little V shape on top for each stitch. So to count your stitches, you just simply count the V's like you did previously. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 single crochet in total for this row, which is exactly what I am supposed to have. So now that you know how to do that, we're going to move on to row 2. So for row 2, we're going to chain 3. You already know how to create your chains, so go ahead and create 3 chains. And that third chain there, this chain 3, is going to count as what is called a double crochet. We're going to grab our stitch marker and we're going to place it on the top of that chain there. So chain 3, that's the one you're going to go into, the top chain. Perfect. So now we're going to turn our work. So we're going to skip here, this stitch right here, we're skipping that one and we're working into the next one. And we're going to create a double crochet. So to create a double crochet, we're going to yarn over once and go into that stitch there. So remember, skipping that one, going to the next one. We put our hook right through. Make sure both loops, so the V is right on top of your hook there. So make sure both loops are on top. And then we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we've got 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And we've got 2 loops left, so we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops again. And that is your double crochet. Now we're going to chain 1. And we're going to skip 1 stitch and work into the next one. This next one, we're going to create what is called a double crochet cluster. Let me show you how to create that. We're going to yarn over, go into that stitch. Remember, you skip 1, go into the next one, place your hook into that stitch, and make sure both loops are on top of your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. We've got our 3 loops, so you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And now this is where it's going to be the cluster. So you're going to yarn over and go into that same exact stitch. So go right in there. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So now we've got 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. We've got 3 loops on our hook left, so we're going to yarn over and pull through all of those 3 loops. And that is going to be your double crochet cluster. Perfect. If you want, you can go ahead and mark that one up, just so you have an idea of where that stitch actually is. So when you come back to it, you know where to work into it. Now we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2. We skip 2 and work into the 3rd stitch. And we're going to create another double crochet cluster. So you yarn over, go into that 3rd stitch there, yarn over and pull up a loop. We've got our 3 loops here. We're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. And now we're going to do the cluster. So yarn over, go into the same exact stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. We've got our 4 loops now. So we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2. We've got 3 loops left. So we're going to yarn over and pull through those 3 loops. Perfect. So that is another double crochet cluster. It's that easy. Again, if you want to mark it up, you can mark that stitch up because we will be working into those double crochet clusters. So let's repeat that pattern. You're just going to chain 2, you skip 2 and work into the 3rd and create a double crochet cluster. So yarn over, place your hook in the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, go back into that same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. There you go. And you got another double crochet cluster. It's that easy. So go ahead and repeat that pattern of chain 2, skip 2, work into the 3rd, and create a double crochet cluster. So repeat that pattern all the way across until you get to the very end where you should have 3 stitches left. So here we are. I have created my double crochet clusters and I am at the final 3 stitches of my row. To finalize it, what we're going to do is that we're going to do what we did at the beginning of our row. We want it to be symmetrical. So let's go ahead and chain 1. And we're going to skip that first stitch there and work into the next one. And we're going to create a regular double crochet. And what you're going to do is that you're actually going to do a double crochet in the next one as well. No chains, no nothing. Just create a regular double crochet into that final stitch. Just like so. And there you have it. We have finalized our row 1, or row 2, I'm sorry. We have finalized row 2. And this is what it should look like. Yours may be a little longer or shorter depending on what your foundation chain number was. Okay? So now let's go ahead and move on to row 3. Yes, and we're almost there already. We're almost done. We're going to start by chaining 1 and then we turn our work. What we're going to do is that we are working single crochet across this row. But it's going to be a little bit different just because we do have those spaces and our double crochet clusters. So our first single crochet is going to be right in that first stitch right there. We're not skipping it like we did in the previous row. So we're going to go right into the stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So that's your first single crochet. So you want to make sure you mark it up. So when you come back, you know that's your last stitch of the row. And now we're going to go into the next stitch. So on our top of the double crochet, we're going to create a single crochet. Just like that. Now we've got our space here. We did 1 chain, so this is a chain 1 space. We're going to work a single crochet into that chain 1 space. Just like that. Very easy, okay? Now we're at the top of our double crochet cluster here. That's we're going to do a single crochet there as well. So create a single crochet right at the top of that stitch, a regular single crochet. Perfect. Now we're at the chain 2 space. Because we chain 2, we got a single crochet 2 into that space. So you place your hook into the hole and you create a single crochet. That's 1, and then you do it again in that same chain 2 space. Perfect. And we're back at our double crochet cluster. So again, you go at the top of that cluster and create a regular single crochet. And now you're just going to repeat. We are 2 chain space here, so 2 single crochet into that space. Top of the cluster, create a single crochet. Our chain 2 space, 2 single crochet. And then at the top of the cluster, another single crochet. Perfect. We've got one more chain 2 space here. So we single crochet 2. And now we're at our last double crochet cluster here. So create a single crochet at the top of that cluster. And now we're back at our chain 1 space. So that's 1 single crochet into that chain 1 space. And then we create a single crochet into the double crochet, and lastly a single crochet at the top of the chain 3. That's why it's good to mark it up, so that way you know where that top of the chain 3 is. So you go through the V like so, and single crochet. Done! There you go. So you should have a total of 19 single crochet again, since that was the start of row 1. So 19 single crochet in total. So count your stitches. So whatever you started on with row 1, that's what you should have for row 3. So if you did not count the same amount, then you may have to redo it again and try to see what you did, where you went wrong with it. So now that we finished that row, we're going to move on to row 4, which is very simple. We're going to chain 3, 2 and 3. We turn our work, and don't forget that top of the chain 3 works as a double crochet. So go ahead and mark it up. And then we're going to turn our work. And now we're going to repeat what we did previously. So we're going to go ahead and create a double crochet into our next stitch. So we're skipping this stitch here and working into the next one and do a regular double crochet. Essentially, we are repeating rows 2 and 3 now. So we're doing row 2 again for row 4. So that means that the next thing that we got to do is chain 1. And then we're going to skip 1 and create a double crochet cluster. So you're going to yarn over, skip 1, go into the next one, create your double crochet cluster, like that. And now we can move on. So we're going to chain 2, and then we skip 2 and create a double crochet cluster into the 3rd stitch there. And it's that easy. You just repeat that pattern all the way to the end of the row. And then we continue the pattern for row 3 into row 5. So I'm going to go ahead and continue creating more rows so that way you can see what it looks like if you create a bigger project using this pattern. And here we have our final product. We have a total of 9 rows. So if you want to count your rows, you simply go the single crochet row here, this 1, and then your clusters are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I decided to end my row when I repeated row 3, but you are more than welcome to finish your row when you're finishing row 2. 2, the repetition of row 2. I hope that makes sense. And when you would want to just finish off, all you got to do is extend your loop a little bit. Then you're going to grab your scissors and you're going to fasten off, and you go short, long, depending on how you are creating your project and what exactly you're creating as well. Then you just grab the loop here. You can grab with your finger if you don't want to do your hook, and you just simply slip it out, and that is all. You are also welcome to create a chain 1 and then fasten off if you prefer that method more. And here we are. We have finished our double crochet cluster mesh stitch, and it was definitely beginner friendly, don't you think? If you agree, give it a thumbs up because it really helps me out figure out what you all think when it comes to these types of videos. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you ASAP. So now that we finished this double crochet mesh stitch, but you want to check out other mesh stitches that are beginner friendly, you can go ahead and check out this video right here if you haven't seen it yet. And if you have, then I will see you in the next one. Bye!